What's going on, everyone? Gilman with the Wellthy Stocks, back with another video today, taking a look at Moderna stock, ticker symbol MRNA. We'll take a look at how the stock traded today, some key levels of support and resistance that we have coming up, and based on that, what we think Moderna stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Moderna are, and I would love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record. We will get right into it. Nice small green day for Moderna. We're down more than we were up during the day, so technically, you know, we could be a little bit red for the day, but considering kind of the news that we got over the weekend with the allergic reactions happening and not sure why that was happening, you know, that was a little bit expected yesterday with the drop. So the fact that we didn't continue dropping means that we have a decent level, a decent footing, I would say, which is something that the stock really needed. And so that's, you know, what we are moving on towards. Now, there was a little bit of news today that McKesson, the company that's sort of in charge of delivering a lot of these Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, are going to replace some Moderna vaccines due to low temperature that were slated for shipment on January 18th. Actually, they learned on January 18th that some of the deliveries that were shipped on January 17th had this issue. So as you know, they need to be stored at a certain temperature. So the fact that, you know, they weren't stored at that temperature could lead to them being not as effective, is my understanding of it. But that's kind of the news we got today. And then if you want more news on everything related to their revenue, all the orders we've got, all the orders Moderna has gotten, kind of the outlook for the company, I made a video over the weekend taking a look at that, much longer video, go into detail there. Not really going to cover too much of that here since this is more of a daily stock update video, but if you are interested in that, you know, feel free to check that out. I talk about why I continue to, you know, like Moderna, why I hold it. Been making this for a couple weeks now and we've seen a great run, so excited about that. Let's get right into kind of how the stock price traded today. So in the pre-market, what we saw, actually yesterday we closed near the 125 levels. Not too bad in the pre-market, but right out of the gate, right, what we saw was, again, you know, a push up to 126, down, up, down, going all the way to 122. And then it was relative weakness for a little bit, right? Got rejected by this VWAP line. Pushed down to 122, came up, broke above VWAP, right? And then we got a bounce right there and a bounce right there before we pushed up to this 125 level. So I think that was not a bad day. In the second half of the day, it was really able to turn it around, get above this weighted volume average price line, the VWAP line, and then push up from there. Going to the daily chart, what we've seen is, if you've seen these videos for a while, you know, this downward trend that we were seeing where, you know, after we got this FDA approval, it was a sell the news, except that sell the news was, I mean, we're talking a drop from kind of the 170s all the way down to 102 before it's starting to rally up again. Now, we drew this line kind of at this level on the fourth day, and it's kind of held up really nicely. If I were to extend it one more day, it's still kind of holding up. But, you know, like I've discussed, we are up from 102 to 125 now, which is more than a 20% hike in like 2 weeks, right? So a little bit of profit taking is normal, is expected, is even healthy for the stock. I know we don't want to see the stock going down, but a little bit of profit taking could be good news for the stock. It could be healthy for the stock. Now, one thing that I've seen in the past couple of days, and I'm just going to draw a horizontal line for us right here, is a little bit of resistance coming up in the 126 level. What I've noticed is whenever we come up at this 126 level, like if I were to draw a line, you know, kind of, if I see here, right, we got rejected there, we found support, and then when we were below it, we found, we got rejected. So kind of this 126's level, I think, will be kind of the first level of resistance that we are looking at. Which is also the low point of that day. So kind of in the, if I were to move it up slightly, yeah, 126.30s, let's call it, right? I think is our first point of resistance. If we can get above that moving forward, then I think we push towards this 133 we set 3 days ago. And then on the downside, since we made a higher high than yesterday, we've got the low point of today, 122, and then low point of yesterday, 120. But you know what we look at the EMAs, and you know, another great day where we kind of closed above those EMAs. So that's really good news for us. So we've got good support down here. Now the EMAs are super close together. I'm just going to read them out. The 8 EMA is at 123.92. The 21 is at 123.27. So kind of that 123s range. 34 is at 121. 55 is all the way down at 115. As we could see, if we go back a couple days, the 55 EMA held up as good support there. The 8 EMA held up as good support there, and kind of there. And then, you know, this line, this diagonal line is our last kind of, we're hoping that holds, but we're at the point now where it could, you know, we could trade sideways for a little bit. So I know that was a lot of information, but on the upside, right, just to kind of sum everything up, 126 is the first level we have to clear, which kind of sets us up for this 133 high. On the downside, we've got the EMAs in the 123s, next set of EMAs at 121, this line coming in also around that level, this diagonal line. And then if we keep dropping, 115 is our next line. I'm hoping for it to not necessarily drop all the way to 115, but again, I would not be surprised if we see a little bit of sideways action or a little bit of a green day, but you know, not kind of the momentum we had seen in the past couple of weeks, just because profit taking is normal, it's healthy for the stock. If we get any bad news about allergic reactions, it could push it down. If we get good news about orders, it could push it up. That's beyond our control and not something we can see in the charts. So that would be kind of what is kind of outside our control, right? I'm looking for a push towards 145, right? But I'm okay with the stock kind of dipping a little bit, maybe going down like we said before it pushes back up, as long as it gets there in the first half of 2021. That's my goal for the stock. So that's what I'm looking at. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.